I asked her where she had been all night, and she said I was acting like her father, not her boyfriend. I replied that she was right. A father would worry more. Then I left my keys and walked out without looking back. My name is Lucas. It was 3:47 a.m., and I was still sitting on the couch, unable to sleep, when the apartment door finally opened, and my girlfriend, Valeria, slipped in quietly. That we've been in a relationship for 2 years and living together in her apartment for 8 months. She tried not to make noise, carrying her shoes in her hand, clearly thinking I'd be asleep. "Hi," I said, making her jump a little. "Good heavens. Lucas, you scared me. What are you doing awake?" "I couldn't sleep." "Where were you?" Her attitude changed immediately. She dropped her shoes on the floor in annoyance and replied in an irritated tone. "I was with some friends." "Why are you sitting there like a stalker waiting for me?" "Who were you with?" "You said you'd be back by midnight." "Plans changed. We went somewhere else afterward." "Somewhere else?" "I texted you at 1. You never replied." At that moment, she rolled her eyes and dropped her shoes to the floor with force. "You're acting like my father, not my boyfriend." Something inside me changed. It wasn't anger, but rather a revelation. "You're right," I said as I stood up. "A father would worry more." "What is that supposed to mean?" she asked, confused. I didn't respond. That I walked to the bedroom and took my gym bag out of the closet. I started packing the essentials: work clothes, toiletries, laptop, charger. "Lucas, what are you doing?" "I'm leaving." "You're leaving? Because I came home late one night? Are you really that insecure?" "No, I'm leaving because you're right. I'm acting like someone who still cares about you at 4 in the morning. And that's no longer my role." She followed me around the room, alternating between mockery and pleas. "Oh my God, you're overreacting so much. It's okay, I was at Zara's house." "Happy now?" "Zara's in Miami this week. I saw her stories." There was silence. I meant that after being at her house, we went to her cousin's apartment. "Sure." I went to the bathroom and started gathering my things. Toothbrush, razor, that expensive facial soap she gave me for Christmas. She stood in the doorway. "Are you really leaving over this? Where do you think you're going?" "That's none of your business." "Lucas, wait. Let's talk." "You're overreacting." I zipped up the bag, walked past her to the living room, grabbed my phone charger, the console controller, and my noise-canceling headphones. The console was mine, but I didn't have the energy to carry it now. I removed my copy of the key from the keychain and left it on the kitchen counter. The sound of metal hitting the surface echoed throughout the space. She stared at the key as if it were a bomb about to explode. "Are you really leaving?" "It seems so." "Over one night out?" "No, over the lies, the disrespect, over calling me controlling just for asking where you were at 4 a.m. I didn't lie to you. I just don't have to give so many details." "You're right. And I don't have to stay with someone who sees accountability as paternal surveillance." I headed to the door. She grabbed my arm. "Lucas, wait." "Okay." I was at Tomas's party, but nothing happened. Tomas, her ex, the one who still had feelings for her, though according to Valeria they were just friends. Interestingly, she hadn't mentioned that party at all. Perfect. Enjoy the party with Tomas. It's not what you think. There were a lot of people. Valeria, I don't care anymore. You made it clear that asking about you is controlling, so I'm removing myself from the equation. Abandoning me? Leaving your apartment? What? Honestly, I think it's what you've been wanting for a while. I freed myself from her grip and left. She followed me into the hallway, raising her voice. You can't just leave. We have plans. My sister's wedding is next month. What am I supposed to say? Whatever you want. You're good at making things up. The elevator arrived. As the doors closed, the last thing I saw was Valeria, still in her party dress, frozen, her mouth half open, trying to understand that I had really left. My phone started vibrating before I reached the car. Calls, messages, the usual. I turned it off and drove to my friend David's house. He opened the door in his underwear, saw my bag and simply said, "The couch is yours, bro." That was 6 hours ago. I turned on my phone a few minutes ago. 47 missed calls, 83 messages. The last one said, "You better come back or I'll change the locks." The level of self-deception is impressive. But I'm done. Tired of pretending that demanding basic respect is being controlling. Tired of being compared to a father just for caring. Tired of lies and manipulations. She wanted to act like she was single. Congratulations. Now she is. Update. 3 days later, the level of shamelessness has reached a point I didn't think possible. Valeria went from accusing me of being controlling to reproaching me for leaving her. The first day was chaos. When I turned on my phone again, I was met with an avalanche of messages. At 5:20 a.m., "This is immature, Lucas. Are you going to ignore me? I can't believe you left the key. That was disrespectful. Tomas means nothing. You're overreacting. My sister wants to know if you're still coming to the wedding. Answer me." I didn't respond to anything. I went to work, acted like everything was fine. A colleague, Claudia, told me I looked exhausted. I mentioned I was adjusting to a change of residence without going into details. That afternoon, David's girlfriend, Lucia, arrived and showed me something interesting. She follows Valeria on Instagram and noticed that she had posted several stories on the night we argued and deleted them around 6 a.m. But Lucia had already saved them because something seemed off. The photos, Valeria at what was clearly a house party. Valeria taking shots with a group of people. Tomas's arm around her. A selfie in a bathroom mirror, with her dress adjusted differently from when she left home. And the last one, Valeria and Tomas on a couch, her legs resting on his. Timestamp on the photo, 2:47 a.m. An hour before she came home, and I asked her where she had been. When I asked where she had gone, she responded evasively. Lucia told me, "I didn't want to cause trouble, but this confirms everything." And she was right. Second day she showed up at my work during lunch. I was eating at my desk when reception told me I had a visitor. When I went down, I saw her in the waiting room, dressed as if she were going to a business meeting. "Lucas, we need to talk." "No, we don't. You can't just disappear. We live together." We live together, past tense. And that set of keys I left on the table is my official resignation. This is about Tomas, isn't it? Are you jealous? No, Valeria. This is about respect, trust, about having the minimum consideration, things you interpret as control. Then came the tears. "I made a mistake, okay? I should have told you where I was. But leaving me, that's cruel. Cruel is lying to my face at 4 a.m. and then treating me like I'm your father for asking where you were." "I didn't say it like that." "Then how did you say it?" "It's just, I need space. Freedom. You always want to know where I am. I asked you once, when you came back almost at 4. Once isn't always." People started to look. I didn't want a scene at work. "Valeria, I'm at the office. Please leave. We haven't finished this conversation." "Yes, we have." She left angry, not without telling the receptionist that I was emotionally abusive. The receptionist, who has known me for 3 years, just raised an eyebrow and went back to her work. That night, the messages changed tone. "You left your PlayStation here, your good sneakers, and the watch your mother gave you. If you want them, you'll have to come talk to me like adults." I replied only once. "Keep everything. Are you going to abandon a $500 console out of pride?" "Me? Yes." "And your mother's watch?" No response. "I'll throw it away." Silence. "I'm serious, Lucas." Nothing. Third day today her mother called me. Patricia has always been kind to me, so I answered. "Lucas dear, what's going on?" "Valeria is devastated." "Ask her, Patricia. She has all the details. She told me you left because she went to a party." "Party?" "She went to her ex's, lied about it, came back at 4 a.m., and treated me like her father for asking where she had been." Silence. She told me she was with Tomas all night. That's not what she told me. I'm shocked, Lucas. I'm sorry, I didn't know. No problem, Patricia, but I'm not going back. The wedding. Tell Belle I'm sorry I can't attend. Maybe Valeria can bring another date. Perhaps Tomas is free. The sigh Patricia let out said it all. For now, I'm staying at David's, but tomorrow I start looking at apartments. Valeria has been posting passive-aggressive quotes on Instagram about knowing your worth and walking away from toxic people. Tomas commented with heart emojis. The audacity, she hasn't thrown away my things yet. David went by her place and saw the PlayStation box in the window. Meanwhile, she's told acquaintances that I abandoned her for having a social life. The best part was when our mutual friend wrote to me, "Hey, she's saying you were controlling, but didn't she check your location like 20 times at Brad's birthday?" Yes, she did. But according to her, in that case it was because she cared about me. The hypocrisy is real. Tomorrow, I sign a lease for a studio downtown. It's small, but it'll be mine. No more wondering where my partner is at 4 a.m. No more being called controlling for asking a basic question. No more lies. She wanted me to stop acting like her father. Wish granted. Fathers don't leave, disrespected boyfriends do. Update: when I recover my things, something tells me that's going to have its own drama. Seeing how her desperation has escalated has been quite a spectacle. Since she couldn't manipulate me by holding on to my belongings, she tried everything she could think of. I signed the lease for the studio. Nothing fancy, but it's clean, has good light, and most importantly, it's mine. David helped me buy the basics at a store. I posted a photo on Instagram with my new keys. No text, just an emoji. Apparently, that triggered a crisis. That same night, Tasa, her best friend, called me. We've always gotten along, so I answered. "Lucas, what's wrong with you?" "Valeria won't stop crying." "Really, you don't plan to come back?" "Come back to someone who lies and calls me controlling?" "It was just a mistake." Going to the party wasn't the mistake. Lying about it was. Treating me like her father was. That was showing me who she really is. "So you're going to throw away 2 years?" "Me?" She threw them away when she decided accountability wasn't part of the deal. Then Tasa dropped something interesting. I told her not to go to that party, but Tomas insisted for weeks. She told me she just wanted to catch up with the others. That's why she hid it? Exactly. Tasa fell silent. Did you really leave your PlayStation there? Small price for my peace. 3 days ago, I decided to try to get my things back. I texted her, "I want to come pick up my belongings. Can we arrange a time when you're not there?" "No way. If you want your things, we talk first. Then keep them." "Are you serious? You're going to let the console and your grandfather's watch go to waste out of pride? They're just objects." She started posting stories showing my things. The console on the shelf. My sneakers by the door. Even a close-up of the watch with the phrase, "Some things deserve more than to be abandoned." My mother saw that post and called me immediately. "Lucas, why does Valeria have your grandfather's watch?" "Because I inherited it and she won't return it." Valeria knew. She knew I wanted to get that watch back. But she wouldn't let me without forcing me to talk to her first. My mother said, "Give me her number." I replied, "Mom?" "No, it's okay," she said. "No, it's not okay. That watch was a family heirloom. I planned to handle it myself, but my mother didn't wait." According to the frantic messages Valeria sent me afterward, an hour later, my mother called her to set things straight. She gave her a 24-hour ultimatum to return the watch or face legal action. Valeria wrote to me, "Your mother just threatened me." I simply replied, "That sounds like your problem." "This is harassment," she said. And I just thought, no, these are consequences. Then came the surprise. Tomas's girlfriend contacted me. Yes, that Tomas. It turns out he had a partner the whole time. She wrote, "Hi, you're Valeria's ex, right? Can we talk?" We agreed to meet for coffee. She introduced herself as Jade and showed me messages between Valeria and Tomas from the last 2 months. There was a clearly flirtatious tone. They met for lunch as friends. He complained about Jade and Valeria spoke ill of me. In one message, Valeria wrote, "Lucas is so boring lately. He always wants to stay home and watch movies. I need more excitement with someone like you." And Tomas replied, "I can show you real excitement." Valeria answered, "Behave, ha." Jade told me she had left him the day before and thought I should know what was really going on. I thanked her. "I'm sorry you're going through this too," I said. She smiled. "Not all men are the same. And not all women apparently," I replied. My mother's threat worked. Valeria wrote to tell me I could come get the watch, just that. Nothing else. And I had to do it when she was present. I went with David just in case. She opened the door, made up as if she were going to a fashion show, dressed with exaggerated care. "Lucas, you look tired," she commented. "I just came for the watch, Valeria," I replied. She made a whole show of going to get it, walking slowly, sighing dramatically, until she finally handed it to me. "I can't believe you involved your mother in this. And I can't believe your plan was to hold it hostage," I answered. "I just wanted to talk. Is that so bad?" "Yes, when talking means manipulating me to come back to something I've already left behind." And then the tears. "How can you be so cold? Does it really mean nothing to you?" David stepped forward. "Can we hurry this up?" Valeria glared at him, then at me. "Fine, take your precious watch. But the rest of your things are mine now. Abandoned property. You're not even going to fight for them?" "No." The anger on her face when she realized her threats didn't matter to me was almost poetic. "Today, I write this for my new studio." Meanwhile, Valeria posts inspirational quotes about rising above negativity. Tomas is trying to win Jade back. Good luck with that. My mother already offered to give me a new console for Christmas. Patricia, Valeria's mother, wrote to apologize for her daughter's behavior. Even Tasa admitted that Valeria had been having questionable emotional behaviors with Tomas for months. But the best was yet to come. The building where Valeria lives sent notifications about lease renewals. The rent will increase by $200 per month. Yesterday she wrote to me, "Can we talk? I need help with some financial things." The audacity. The total shamelessness. My response was simple. There was no response. I blocked her number. She wanted to act single while still having the security of a relationship. She compared me to her father for expecting basic respect. She held on to my belongings just to force a conversation. And now she's alone, without a support network, and with rent she can no longer afford. You know what? Maybe I was acting like her father. I was taking care of someone who refused to behave like an adult. The difference is that a father can't walk away from his children. A boyfriend can walk away from a disrespectful partner. And that's what I did. Update. 1 month later, sometimes the universe has very curious ways of delivering justice. And this closure proves it. Remember Bella's wedding, Valeria's sister, that I was supposed to attend? It was 2 weeks ago. And boy, did I hear about it. A former coworker, Luis, was there. He's friends with Bella's fiancé and gave me the full rundown. Valeria showed up at the wedding with Tomas as her date. Yes, the same Tomas who, according to her, was just a friend. But here's where it gets good. Jade, Tomas's ex, is Bella's yoga instructor and was invited. No one had told Valeria. According to Luis, as soon as Jade walked in, Valeria turned pale. Tomas tried to play it cool, but Jade approached them during the cocktail hour and, without lowering her voice, said to Tomas, "Wow, you move fast. It wasn't a month ago that you were begging me to come back." Then she turned to Valeria and added, "Good luck, girl. Check his phone if you want to see how many other yoga instructors he texts." Scandal. Valeria spent the rest of the wedding doing damage control while Tomas took mysterious calls outside the venue. Bella was furious. Her sister had brought unnecessary drama to her wedding. Remember the rent increase? Valeria tried to negotiate with the management. She even posted on her Instagram story asking for tenant lawyer contacts because, according to her, the increase was predatory and illegal. The cherry on top came from Patricia. She wrote to me last week, "Lucas, sorry to bother you. Do you know if Valeria ever read her lease agreement?" I replied, "I don't think so. Why?" And she answered, "Because the rent increase is perfectly stipulated. It's in the contract. Valeria is considering suing the building. Good luck with that. She can barely cover the rent increase. She's been asking everyone for money. Even I found out Tomas, who told her he was unemployed and couldn't help her. 3 weeks ago, I received a message from a number I didn't have saved. It was Valeria's neighbor. Is this Lucas's number? Your ex left a bunch of stuff like electronics and sneakers in the hallway with a sign that said, 'Free.' I thought you'd want to know in case something was yours." I couldn't believe it. She had left my PlayStation and my favorite sneakers there, the same things she once told me were abandoned property and therefore hers. I didn't go pick them up, but David did. He took the console and my Air Jordans, the rest he left there. David told me that Valeria was watching everything from her apartment door. Her expression said it all. Level of cynicism. 100 days later, Tasa told me the whole story. Valeria couldn't afford the new rent. Tomas wasn't giving her any kind of help, which wasn't a surprise. And her parents refused to lend her money or back her up after the wedding scandal. She was forced to find a roommate urgently, and who responded to her ad? A 22-year-old girl named Brittany, who, according to Tasa, makes Valeria look like a nun. Brittany moved in last week. She's already thrown several parties, brings strangers over constantly, and is already late with her share of the utilities. Valeria is getting a taste of her own medicine. And the best part, Tomas disappeared completely after the wedding drama. Jade shared screenshots of the messages he had sent her while still with Valeria. One of them, dated 3 days after I left, "Please, baby. Valeria means nothing. She was just lonely and I felt sorry for her." In another, "You're the only one I want. She was just convenient." Valeria saw the posts and uploaded a long text talking about narcissistic men and emotional manipulation. The irony was absurd. The lack of self-awareness, even worse. As I write this from my quiet studio, I'm casually dating someone. Nothing serious. Just enjoying my drama-free life. My mother gave me a new PlayStation for early Christmas. And I got a promotion at work. It seems I'm more productive when I'm not carrying stressful relationships. I started training with David. I feel better than I have in years. And Valeria, meanwhile, is stuck with an unbearable roommate, alone after Tomas showed his true colors, dealing with financial problems, and estranged from her family because of the wedding conflict. Still, she keeps posting quotes about valuing your worth and walking away from toxic people. Yesterday, I ran into Patricia at the supermarket. She looked exhausted. "Lucas, how are you?" "Good," I replied. "I'm a so-so. Valeria is going through a rough time." "I'm sorry," I said. "She misses you, you know?" She realized what she lost. "Too bad," I answered. "There's no chance you'll talk again?" "Patricia," I said. She compared me to her father just because I asked where she was at 4 a.m. She lied about being with her ex. She held on to my things. She chose all this. Patricia sighed sadly. "I know, I just hoped." Well, she chose her path. Now she lives with the consequences. This morning I received a message from another unknown number. It was probably Brittany's phone. "Lucas, it's Valeria. I know you blocked me, but I needed to say I'm sorry. Tomas was a mistake. Everything was a mistake. I should have valued what we had. You weren't acting like my father. You were acting like someone who cared. I get it now. Could we talk? Just as friends? I really need a stable presence in my life." Stable. Now she wants stability. Now that she has nothing left. I didn't respond. I just showed the message to David. His reaction was simple. "Bro, she's not sorry for what she did. She just regrets that it didn't work out with Tomas." Exactly. I've learned several lessons. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Don't accept disrespect disguised as independence. Small lies are often signs of bigger lies. Sometimes the best revenge is to walk away. Peace of mind is worth more than any console. Valeria said I was acting like her father for caring about her and expecting something as basic as honesty. And yes, maybe she was right. I was behaving like an adult with a sense of responsibility. But that's the point. Adults choose who to invest their care in. And I choose those who don't confuse accountability with control. My studio is small, but it's mine. My life is simpler, but much more peaceful. And I don't have a partner, but at least I don't have to wonder where she is at 4 a.m. Valeria asked for freedom. Well, she has it. Freedom from my support, my stability, my presence. I hope it was worth it. And if you're reading this from Brittany's phone while another party rages in your living room, you were right. A father would have worried more. But disrespected boyfriends can leave. And that's what I did. Enjoy your freedom. I'm already enjoying mine.